All right, so bell ringer. Today we're going back to absolute values. We're going to do some word problems, and we're going to do absolute values with lines. It's not terrible. Yes. That's why it's the bell ringer. So we did this on 2-8. So you're going to graph the absolute value. You're paying attention to solid versus dashed. You're paying attention to the vertex. Bless you. So number 1 is the absolute value of x. It's the parent function. You shade below, and it is solid. And number 2, your vertex is up 4 and right 2 because it's the opposite of what's the inside. And then it's the movement up or down. This is dashed because it's greater than but not equal to. And then when you decide if it's in or out of the absolute value, you look at the vertex. And if the y's are greater, then you would shade above the vertex. If the y's are less than, then you shade below the vertex. We okay for the warm-up then? You want to do a word problem or a graphing problem?
Do a graph.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, were you asking me? Oh, I'll do a graphic problem.
Okay, so like one of the back ones.
I'll do a word problem.
All right. On this? Yeah, because then I just sit at your seat and I do your notes. All right, so Jenna spends. This one's probably easier.
What? Oh, this one?
It's easier than the other one. All right, so don't die, don't die. It's the low chairs. I'm telling you, if you've never sat in one of the low, you have a low seat today. No, you don't. No, you don't.
What's with the low seats in time?
Oh, my
They're
bad.
so low. I hate them.
Oh,
All right.
To like actually go through it,
What?
or can I just like do it?
You can do it. I'll talk while you write.
Okay.
You should go.
Change. Here, hold on then. You need a pen. We'll put you in blue. All right, you're good. You can write. All right, Jenna spends at most 150 minutes a night on math and on science. So you need to identify your variables. So you make math X and Y science. Here, I'm going to make your font thinner. There you go. So X is math and Y is science. And then you need to write an inequality involving both math and science. Just X plus Y is less than or equal to 150. The 60 and the 90 are going to be on your second equation. I got you.
It's very small.
It is very small.
All right, here.
It's much smaller.
I know, but I'm sliding all over the chair.
No.
There you go. So X plus Y has to be less than. So on your graph, go by 30s and plot your X and Y intercepts. So on your graph, go by 30s and plot your X and Y intercept. 30s, 90, 120, 150, 90. And since it's at most 150 minutes a night, you would shade below your graph. So you're going to have a triangular region shaded below. Because it's X plus Y is less than or equal to 150, both the X and Y intercepts are at 150. So you just go 150 to 150. No. And then she spends at least 60 minutes on math. So it's X greater than or equal to 60. So it's a vertical line at 60 on X. Hey, Fred. Hey. Yes. I can tell he's already up and leaving. Bye.
Bye, Miss McGrath.
Have a nice weekend. Just to make his weekend, I'm going to text him on Teams what the homework is.
And what hours do you want?
All right, perfect. And then, because x has to be greater than or equal to 60, you would shade to the right of that. I got you. So it's the, go ahead, now shade. So it would be the overlap of the yellow and the blue, or that small triangle in the corner, that represent her solutions for the graphs of her systems of inequalities. Good? You know my next one? That's how you did in the next one. I'll walk you through it again. It's so much easier not to have to stress about writing on that board and talking. Because the writing on the board is where I stink. Here, I'm changing the color on
you
you.
have like this for rewards, nothing big, just like something small. I guarantee a lot more people would be willing to put some money. Like a bonus point. No, I'm not really talking about bonus points. I'm just saying money.
Like
maybe,
participation points?
Yeah, maybe
like a 20 out of 20 for going up to the board at least twice during the year. All right.
Yeah,
Oh, I have candy. I can do that. That's an easier one for me.
I like the bonus points.
What do I look like? I'm not a tree.
A tree made out of.
All right. X plus y. Other way with the inequality. Oh, wait. No, you're good. You're good. Sorry. I wrote it backwards when I did it. So X plus Y represent math and verbal. This is like taking an SAT. So if you want to get into certain colleges, you have a minimum and a maximum required score. So her maximum and minimum had to be greater than or equal to 1100. And her math has to be greater than or equal to 550. On an SAT, you cannot score higher than 800 on both tests. So what that means is that your X has to be less than or equal to 800, and so does your Y. So your Y has to be greater than or equal to 550, but less than or equal to 800. So we're actually going to end up with 4 lines on our graph. Yep. I believe I counted it out, so you have 11, so you can go corner to corner for the 1100s. Yep. Because once again, your X and Y intercepts are 1100. And then your math and verbal, are going to be at 550 and 800. I told you, it's like every once in a while.
You'd like them with rewards?
No, I miss my Promethean board times a million.
I missed the
It's
little
one of the
freaking
projects
sound
there.
of the Promethean board pencil made.
Yeah, I just realized it. There should be a trap this way. Yep. Perfect. Alright, so now we have a system of inequalities with absolute values and a horizontal line. So if y is greater than 3, we have a horizontal line at 3. If y is greater than, are we shading above or below? Above, good. And then we have an absolute value. So it's a negative x, absolute value of 2 plus 5. So perfect. My vertex is at negative 2, positive 5. And my slope is negative 1. So it's going to be open down. And it's y greater than, but not equal to. So my absolute value is going to be dash.
It's being weird, but I know what the crap is.
I know. See, I told you. Sometimes, like, the dots are awful. I got you. This is why, like, sometimes, like, I come over to the computer and I just use the computer. Alright, there you go, dear. Oops. Alright, and then I'm going to do one thing to your graph real quick. Yep. I got you.
Done that before.
Me too. There we go. And then your y values are greater than, good. So, the only thing we have to do at the end, yep. Oh, look, she shows me enough. Is shade where they both overlap. So perfect. That is above. Oops, careful. Stop, stop, stop. Not so far down. Because it's just above the line. Yep. And then not in the absolute value. I got you. I got you. I got you. There we go.
My bracelet like hit it and it made it like.
It's like everything. Like it's so difficult. So your shading is above the absolute value and above the line. I did your paper for you.
Okay. Can I do another one?
Yeah, you can do this one. Do you really want to? You can do the last one. It's not bad.
Oh wait, as in number 7 or number 8?
Last one. Are you afraid to do that one?
Oh, yeah.
All right, will you trade with him? Can he do this one and you do the next one? He's afraid to do the last one. Talks all that smack during the day.
I'll do this one.
All right, y is greater than or equal to the linear function y equals x. So you're going to go through graph y greater than or equal to x. Uh-huh. It kind of makes me feel so much better that, like, you guys struggle with it as much as I do. Oh, Manny, you just bought yourself a problem on Monday. This is like my new favorite. Maybe you guys are my favorite class. I kind of like this.
Well, Carter. Let's just go through it. Carter, Ryan, Perry, Zach.
Yep. All right, graph the absolute value. So what's the vertex?
I have to shade first.
You do. Good. All right, let me change you to blue, and now you can graph the absolute value. So it's your vertex. Oh, you do? Weird. Okay. 1, 2. Good. What's our slope?
1.
Yep. And solid or dashed?
Solid.
Good. And do we shade above or below?
Below.
Yes. I got you. I'm gonna make it. There you go. Go ahead, shade below. No, it's good. Red and blue make purple. That's why I did purple. You don't have to shade below that. You can literally, since you already know it's bounded by the red line, all you have to do is show me where they overlap.
Oh, you don't?
So, yeah. So what he did is like perfect, where he stopped at the red because we already knew it was bounded by red. So you get the Nike swoosh. I don't know why I was doing that. You can't see the Nike in there?
No, I did. I forgot its slogan. Which is just do.
Yeah. All right. And the last one.
Jack, you got
Do you don't want to do it?
No, I do. It's just
Did you do
like,
it?
I mean, unless you want me
It's
to do
7, not 74. Your
Is
your
it?
paper
Okay,
is a
I was
typo.
so confused.
Yeah, guys, I think I hit the 4 key when I typed in the 7, so it's 7, not 74. Cause like, or I think when I copy and pasted it, like somehow I hit something.
I think
All
we
right.
should- I think we should try with 74.
I have a
Yes.
question about. I like this one.
All right, so a horizontal line at y equals 6. I got
I know
you.
how to do.
I'll help you with I'll help you with it.
Left. I think we should just call it a day.
Do we really?
Yeah.
Holy moly!
A minute left until we get a phone. I think we just call it a
I
day.
gotta mark it. Sorry, that was mean.
And it's on film. The card is gonna be left.
Yeah, okay.
Carter is very specific lesson.
Dan, is your phone charging?
Yeah, sure.
Tell about
Yes or no?
Well, I thought you would know by now. It's probably going to be charging like every day now.
Why? You don't have to play
Dan,
Rocket League.
What if I wanted it?
But Dan's on that grind.
You can play Rocket League on
Dan,
your phone.
did you work it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's that's why.
Dan's on his grind.
Dan, did you work yesterday?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, well,
Because I have no idea how to get paid.
oh. You should have chose like direct deposit.
Good.
Or recode up the check.
I
So-
just checked.
Oh, then you should have went yesterday. You have to go on
Yeah,
Thursday.
it's totally so like
Go
you
today
still
too,
treat
just
the
have to
negative
check.
2's the
I
y
just go and ask for my
intercept
check.
Yeah,
and the
you
I
x
asked.
as the slope.
Which one's the manager? Which manager?
I'd see.
Who's the manager?
Isn't that super
And
Pull
annoying?
the blue shirts.
And I just say, hey, I wasn't here. I wasn't able to come Thursday. Can I get my check?
Yeah. And the last year,
I will volunteer to do some problems on Monday.
I like this one.
I like this. I like this way of doing class better.
Reminds me of Miss
Guys,
Collins.
your homework is the next page in the packet. Your homework is the next page in the packet.
Just the next.
Front
Not front, back.
Yeah, it's
Front-
7
front and
problems.
back.
It's the front and back. It's actually 6
No
problems.
bonus points?
It's just really spaced out.
Is there no bonus points?
No, I only gift you them once a week.
You got bonus points last week?
Yeah, usually.
I don't remember.
And we did quizzes. You got it. That's great.
Practices.
So the overlap,
Practices 5:37.
yes, perfect,
Better watch. After practice, you better watch the Spartan.
fantastic.
I don't think they practice. Excuse me.
You're good, dear. That's all you needed.
Yeah, I'd love to go.